Congratulations to Bradley on being named a starter for the Eastern Conference All-Stars for the 2021 All-Star Game here in a few weeks. We'll go ahead and begin here shortly with questions. Go ahead, as usual, please raise your hand. We'll try and get to everyone in the time we have tonight. Once you've asked your question, please take your hand down. We'll start off with Chase.
Hey, Brad. First of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
What type of honor is this for you to be a starter in the All-Star game for the first time?
I'm blessed for one. I always praise God for all of my accolades and achievements, and to go from being snubbed to starting this year it's a huge honor. I thank the fans, I thank my peers, the media, everybody who had a say so in me voting for me anyway. It's a huge honor. I don't take it for granted. It's definitely motivation for me to continue to be a mentor, to be a better player. It's so many guys who are more than deserving of being where I am. So please believe I don't take it for granted.
How would you describe your reaction when you first got sense that you were going to be the leader in votes among fans in that first fan result? Given what has happened the last few years, were you completely shocked by it, or did you have any clues that would be the case?
I was completely thrown off by it. I was thrown off, shocked, whatever synonym you want to use. And it was just crazy. It was like, I don't even know if I reached 1 million votes last year. And, I surpassed that, the first go round. And, that was remarkable, but it's a testament to the work I put in and just, staying me and, constantly just trusting myself and believing in myself, believing in the work I put in and just letting my game speak for me.
Ava.
Brad, congratulations. You've spoken so much about your commitment to the Wizards and obviously being the first starter from Washington since 2015. What does that mean, and kind of how rewarding is that to you as someone who said over and over again you really want to honor your commitment to this organization?
A lot, because Ted's famous quote is, "To whom much is given, much is required and expected." So I always just try to keep that in mind and just know that a lot is on my shoulders, and I have to make sure that I show up night in and night out. He entrusted me with the franchise and building around me, and I have to step into those shoes and be a star every night. And I'm blessed to be an all-star this year. And at the same time, I'm not I wasn't crazily excited about it. Because I just want to continue to win. Winning is what's important to me, and getting my team to the playoffs. But as an individual accolade compared to last year, I'm definitely happy, excited about it, and just want to continue to get better, make the city proud.
Fred.
Hey, Brad. Just building off of Chase's question, you weren't just number one in the fan vote. I'm sure you saw the breakdown. You were number one across the board. After last year not making it, what do you think swung the pendulum to such a degree that you would just be number one across the board with such a sweep like that?
I have no idea. Part of me wants to say it's all the trade rumors, but I don't know. I don't know. Like, I just guess from me being snubbed last year till now, I think my name has just always kind of been buzzing around. And, granted, I'm been having a fortunate first half of the year. And I guess people are just recognizing it more. It's not like we're on TV more. It's not like, anything has changed, from me from last year to this year. But I don't know. I really wish I had a magic wand or finger I can really point at what it is that, made the tides turn as crazy as they did.
Do you feel like you're a better player now than you were a year ago, or at least are having a better year than you did a year ago?
I don't know. I feel like it's like yes and no. Like I'm playing like crap. I feel like there's still a lot more stuff I can do and be better at. I don't know. You know me, I'm always hard and critical of myself. So I feel like I had a really good year last year. Like I was like going into All-Star last year, I was like super confident that, I was gonna make it. Like there's no way I wasn't gonna make it. And then that happened, and I guess my mindset kind of just shifted and changed. But I guess you could say I'm better. I don't know. I hope I am.
Thanks, Brad.
Yeah.
Scott?
Hey, Brad, congratulations, man. Let's be honest, last year you got snubbed. So I'm wondering, is there any sense of vindication sitting here tonight, knowing that you're an NBA All-Star starter?
No, because I'm not the first one it's happened to. So I can't sit here and, woe is me, because there's been plenty of other great players who, were more than deserving of being All-Stars, who didn't make the game. There's, guys who deserve to start who didn't get to start. So, to be listed as a starter, though, is definitely an honor. I never take it for granted, and nor will I try to minimize that achievement. But I also know that there's a lot of great players who didn't get to make this game. So, I can't sit here and kind of feel sorry for myself or anything like that, or the process. It is what it is.
Do you maybe view as it a blessing in a sense, what you went through last year? Did it make you a better player, stronger player mentally, kind of that whole experience of getting knocked down and picking yourself back up?
Yeah, it humbled me even more. It brought me back down to earth. I wasn't kind of thought I was hot shit in a way. And, it was like, okay, no, you're not, so it just forced me to get back in the gym and just really just shifted my mindset of having a little Mamba mentality, coming into this year. And, I just try to just make sure that each and every night I give it to my teammates. I just leave it out there for them and be a prime example for them.
Ben?
Hey, Brad. Obviously, you entered the league as the third pick in the draft, and even before that, you had a pretty storied prep career. At what point did you think this was conceivable? Obviously, an all-star starter is great. It's not the pinnacle, I'm sure, of what your goals were, but at what point did you consider something like this was possible?
Never. I've never dreamt this in my life. I talk to my mom and dad about it all the time. It's God's blessings. This is His plan. This isn't mine. I didn't create this path. So, that's what I always credit it to, because I didn't dream this. I didn't dream of being an NBA All-Star. I didn't dream of being a starter in an All-Star game. I didn't dream any of that. I dreamed of making it here, and that was pretty much it. After that, it was, what are your goals at that point, each and every year. But I never thought I would get to where I am now. So I would definitely say I'm blessed.
And this may be the dumbest question of all time, but considering what we're dealing with the pandemic, are you anticipating going to play?
It's not a dumb question, because I'm very curious of what I know. I know a lot of the other guys don't want to play, and I'm kind of in that boat too. Because in my opinion, I feel like the pandemic and what's going on in the world and us trying to be safe. And granted, I know we have protocols down there, and I'm not saying we won't be safe, but ultimately, the ultimate experience of the weekend isn't there. It doesn't. It's mainly for the fans, for entertainment, and that's kind of lacked. So, I think it'll be crazy, but I think us as players will have to decide what it is we're gonna do. But as of now, we're playing.
Kellen?
Congrats, Brad. You mentioned earlier, perhaps one of the reasons you got so many votes this year is because of more recognition. Do you feel like you're finally getting the recognition and appreciation you deserve?
I don't know, because I don't want to sound conceited. Because that's not why I play, and that's not why, I go out and do what I do. I always remind myself of that. I don't play, to gain people's approval. And I think that's what changed from, last year to this year. I think last year I was trying to prove to people I was an all-star, and, that kind of backfired on me. And, more or less this year is, I'm just trying to prove that I'm the best player on the floor. I'm just want to be the best player on the floor, whatever it is, whatever it looks like tonight. I want to be the best player on the floor. And, I think that's been beneficial for me, because I don't I don't look at it as, you know, all about me, 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 me. This is what you need to do. This is, you know, trying to pump myself up at all. You know, I just want to win games and help my team win and be the best leader I can possibly be.
And maybe kind of related to that, you know, I think a couple of weeks ago I asked you what you feel like you've improved on the most, and one of the answers you gave was like your leadership. So how have you improved as a leader, and how would you describe your leadership?
Being more vocal, you know, trying to teach teammates as, you know, we're going on the fly, because we don't have much practice time. So, you know, it requires Russ and I to really be implemented into, you know, building our team up and, you know, helping guys know our plays, you know, knowing the system, knowing the way, you know, the league works, knowing how the flow of the game is, and just trying to, you know, instill that. And then obviously how I approach the game each and every night, you know, with the locked in mentality. And I credit that to Russ. You know, he brings a straight business like approach, you know, and I feed off of that, you know, from a guy who's an MVP who averaged triple doubles countless years in a row. You know, he brought it every night. You have to be able to bring it every night to do that. So, you know, I kind of channel that, you know, and I respect that in him. And, you know, that's something I just kind of take and just trying to instill in everybody else too, you know, with how I play and my approach to the game, and obviously just trying to be a better teacher of the game too.
Thanks, Brad.
Beal?
Hey, Brad, congratulations. You just
Thank
said it now, you've said it before, you're one of your harshest critics. Where do you see yourself wanting to take your game next? In what aspects do you want to still continue to improve?
I don't know, because I always want to see a year's worth of work, because I still feel like there's a lot I can be more consistent than what I am right now. Granted, my percentages are solid. My 3-point percentage can be a lot better. But, you know, for the most part, I always evaluate at the end of the year, you know, because I have to add something, you know, and maybe that's posting up more. And I honestly probably think that may be the next step for me. But just every year you have to add something. You have to get better at something or perfect something even better, you know. So obviously me shooting deeper threes is something I have on my list. Maybe even shooting more threes. But for the most part, man, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, you know. So, you know, I look at it at the end of the year, Neil, and see, you know, what it is I need to improve on more or what I need to add.
Quentin?
Congratulations, B.
My man.
Firstly, can you kind of describe this year for you? I mean, you came into the season, you had the Jordan brand, you're a Jordan brand athlete now. Now you sweep the media votes, the fan votes, and all those things, and you're an all-star starter for the first time. What has this year been like for you in terms of your personal accomplishments, but also the fact that you're still trying to get your team where you want you guys to be in terms of winning games?
Individually, it's been surreal, you know, because it's been a lot of attention. And the biggest thing I didn't want to be was a distraction to my team, you know, with everybody talking about your body language and, you know, trading you and all this and that. So I always just kept that in the back of my head and just, you know, tried to be better at that. You know, granted, everybody's going to have their own opinion and thoughts and misconceptions, but to some people, perception is reality. So, you know, I have to keep that in mind. And individually, it's been crazy because, you know, from last year to this year, someone asked me earlier if I feel like I'm better this year. I don't feel like there's a crazy difference. I feel like I just, you know, tweaked some things that, you know, last year, and Graham is slowing down more. I'm probably more aggressive. But, you know, for the most part, it's just crazy to see the attention, to see, you know, the fans, you know, kind of defending me the way they are. And it was like, where was that love last year? But it's appreciated, you know, because, you know, it's not in my timing, you know, it's God's plan, like I said before. And, you know, all I try to do is embrace that, you know, don't shy away from it, embrace, you know, the things that are happening. Like you said, the Jordan brands and everything that's kind of just starting to fall into my lap now, they're all blessings, man. And I just, you know, I take them in full stride and, you know, and try to be better, even better.
And does this change anything for you? I mean, not even just negatively per se or positively. Does this change anything for your game or what you're trying to accomplish in your career?
In a way, it kind of does, you know. I feel like more mentally than anything, like it's forcing me, it's challenging me in a way. Like it's, it's pushing me to be even better, than last year, than the year before, and then team wise, it's, how can you rally some wins together, and we've been figuring that out the last couple games. And, but like I always say, consistency is our biggest downfall, so I always look at myself first before pointing a finger at anybody. And, I have to be more consistent with my approach, with my game, no turnovers, getting back on transition. And, those are, a lot of things in which I can be better at that I hope trickles down to everybody else. So, yeah.
Appreciate you, B.
Yeah.
Matt?
Hey, Brad, when you got stumped last year, there was a really loud kind of outcry of that, and you had a lot of people who supported you. I guess, what does it mean for you, for the people who supported you, like your wife, family, that you made it this year? Like, are you glad to see that their efforts are, kind of rewarded as well?
One thing I know, my wife is she gonna fight, man. She gonna go to bat with anybody. So I know my family 100% is always say they're always more excited, when I achieve things than I am. But everybody's I feel like fan wise is probably in that mode now. And, it meant a lot to me to be able to see everybody who, kind of had outcries and were disappointed in the selection process last year. But, they came hard for me this year. And, I have nothing but, thanks for them. Thanks for all the fans and everyone that supported me, because, that means a lot. It speaks volumes of, who we are as men in this league. And, it's a kind of a popularity league. So I guess I'm starting to become a little popular.
Brianna?
Hey, Brad. So my question is kind of similar to Matt's. How did you tell your sons that you are now an NBA All-Star starter?
I have no idea. I have no idea. They're not even here right now. They're enjoying the LA sun. But I don't know. I don't know how I would tell them, explain to them. I mean, by the time they're probably coming up, there'll probably be another star that they're looking up to, or, they might be the biggest Steph fans or whoever at the time. Like, I don't know. They might actually be a fan of me at that point. So
You'll always be their favorite.
Hope so.
And we talked about, before till now, but are you looking forward to now the extra expectations that people are going to be putting on you now that you are a starter, an NBA All-Star starter?
Yes and no. I mean, because I know there's going to be a new level of press and attention and everything like that I've never dealt with. So that'll be new for me. But me saying it, I'm expecting it, so I'm preparing myself mentally for it. And it's not like any other challenge that, I've been placed, that's been placed in front of me throughout my career. So I'm going to attack it head on and, and continue to improve my game. And like I said before, I don't play for anybody else's approval or anybody else's, acceptance, I guess. I go out there and play my game, with my God-given abilities, and I try to utilize them to the best that I can, and try to help my team win.
All right, we have time for one more, so we'll wrap it up with Glenn Consor.
G Money.
What up, B? My first question is, are you going to take me with you to Atlanta?
If you want to go, G, we can go.
There's some protocols.
I mean, it sounds like you want to be out in the streets, G. No Atlanta all open and all that.
I know. You don't want that. Brad, I've seen you through the years improve almost, and you and I have talked about this, in every aspect of your game. I'm not at practice anymore like I used to be because of COVID, but seeing you in the beginning of this season, which I still think we're in, your approach to me looks something different than it's been in the past. And it appears to me that the game has slowed down for you. Like you've hit that pinnacle as a player, as a complete player, where things have slowed down and you're constantly making the right plays. I mean, do you feel that way? And has your approach changed?
100%. I think I said it earlier too. Like Russ being here helped that, and me being snubbed last year helped that because it changed my mentality of why I play the game. The reason I first picked up the ball when I was 6 years old, 5 years old was because it was fun. I had passion with it, and the NBA can make you lose sight of that because it's our job. It's a business, and for the longest, we always play for people's approval. Look at me, look what I'm doing. Like we play for recognition, our accolades and everything like that. I feel like me giving into, people's decisions and opinions is me giving those people power over my mental and over my well-being. And so I channel myself to not do that. And so in my head, that's why I tell myself things like All-Star isn't important. Just continue to do what you do and play your game. And, like you said, the game has just slowed down tremendously from last year to this year. Like, as you play, I try to tell our young guys this, like, the more you play, the game becomes repetitive. Like, you see the same reads, the same actions, you start learning how certain players are going to guard you or certain players are going to, what their tendencies are on offense. And so I think just being able to, just being the old head, I guess, of that analogy, it's kind of just fell into my lap. It's just slowing down constantly. And just, I think me changing my mental of having to bring it every single night, then having a guy like Russ that's done it, so it's telling me that it's possible. It's telling myself, okay, you can bring it every night. Don't give in to being tired. Don't give in to being, mentally tired, physically tired. You're not tired. Go out there and compete at the highest level. And so having a guy like that, an MVP guy, Hall of Famer like that just excels me and pushes me, to do the same.
Well, congratulations, B.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Great. Thank you, everybody. Appreciate you joining us on short notice tonight. Brad, thank you as well. Congratulations again. And we'll see you all Saturday night from Portland.